that he mentioned, just because, you know, we have rather a lot of friends that need homes, and
oh yeah, you could do it that way.
we have run out
Yeah.
of 2 bedrooms in
Yeah, I got a few
Park,
relatives
so, you
here
know,
and there on that.
it would be a riot, wouldn't it? Like, just calling the whole fam and, okay guys, finally, well, as a matter of fact, why don't we just bring Ottawa, the whole civilization down here and trunk them into
a park in the middle of Toronto.
Yeah, or maybe 24 Sussex Drive.
Yeah,
It's nice and
yeah.
warm
Hotel
there.
Laurier is pretty nice.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I just think that I know what Hopper and his hooligans want to do.
Mm-hmm.
They want to prevent any real action from being taken. They want to stop any real funds from getting into the hands of people that will do things, and they want to delay until there either is another natural crisis that will distract us, or until they can generate something.
Well, you know, they got shut down on Keystone Pipeline. That one's running from Edmonton down to Texas. And in Texas, there's refineries. And that's basically what they want to do, is sell all the oil to the United States as much as they can, and that's the Heartland Transmission Project, that you need electricity to produce these pipelines to work properly and refine the oil.
Right.
So, you know, and then there's the expansion of the tar sands. So they're all connected. It's the big picture. And who's going to really benefit out of that? The 1%ers.
The 1%.
Right?
Yeah.
And who's going to really feel the effects, the 99%, if things go wrong, and they are going wrong everywhere? So, you know, we're playing a very dangerous game of cat and mouse here.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the 99% are the mouse.
Yeah.
But, you know, the mouse can terrify an elephant, so I think we still got a chance.
I think so too, and also the fact that we're not one mouse against one cat. We're actually thousands and thousands
Millions and millions of mouses
against one small segment.
Exactly, and you know, the 99% really made their point over the last 2 months here.
Yeah.
They shook things up so badly, especially like for even our own city. Somebody asked me, well, what did you guys really achieve? Well, in a nutshell, the mayor had to address the homeless situation, so the city threw $360,000 at a homeless program. And, well, the people of the homeless program, people involved with homelessness. Secondly, the fire department didn't want to put my teepee fire out, because it's my constitutional right and ancestral right to have my own heat in my own teepee. Thirdly, all the police were exposed on what they've been doing regarding their driving habits. 172 car accidents, 158 preventable because the police were driving bad. And then fourthly...
Okay, that's something else we're coming back to.
This was in the news last week.
Okay.
And then the media was forced to basically understand that they have to report something.
Yeah.
You know, they have to report something. And of course, the Edmonton Sun, the joke of media in newspapers across Canada, the Edmonton Sun specifically, they tried to turn it on us. But we turned it on them by surviving for a week and a half in -30 below.
Yeah.
The traditional way.
Yeah.
In a teepee, right? So, you know, we have the opportunity again, and it will happen again. The Occupy movement is growing very, very much. And if you go to the web, you look anywhere you want to look, you'll find that it is growing, but it's growing for the positive purposes. We've had to go through this birthing stage.
Yeah.
And that's what I call it, the birthing stage.
Yeah.
But we're here now.
Exactly.
You know, and we've cut the cord and said, okay, this is what I'm going to do with our lives, the 99%. We're telling the 1%, you've done it your way for X amount of years, but it's our turn now to turn things around.
Yeah.
You know, and Canada is a prime example of that, because one of the first corporations to be created was the Hudson Bay Company.
Yeah.
Right? And that was the biggest land ripoff of all time.
That, and I think perhaps the only one that would be equal to that is another of Britain's great little spin-offs, the East India Trading
of
Company.
course.
Because they just...
Excuse me, the real Indians felt it more than us.
Yeah, the ones that you were mistaken for.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, they heard that a few of you got away when the East India Trading Company set up shop, so they had to hightail it over here. Oh, my goodness. Oh, dear. Okay, well, so To me, it's really an exciting. To me, the whole Occupy thing was tremendously exciting. I'll be honest, I did not get down there.
Well, you know, the march when it first started here, October 15th, there was over 1,000 people.
Oh, awesome!
And the diversity of the group was incredible to me. There was old people, there was middle-aged people, there was young people, there was children, there was Indians, there was blacks, there was Asians, and there was a lot of Caucasians, right? But the diversity of the community responded to what was going on Wall Street. The rage of the bankers, the brokers, the politicians, and the corporations, all in cahoots to create this 1%. And it was basically a wake-up call to the world. And the world responded. We're awake.
Yeah.
And it's going to continue because we're doing it in a way that they don't like, especially don't like, peaceful and passive.
Mm-hmm.
To say, I have a right to life. Yeah. I have a right to have a roof over my head. I have a right to employment. I have a right to share the resources of the earth sustainably.
Sustainably.
So our next generations will be here to look back and say, in history, Wall Street started the big, real revolution of humankind.
Mm-hmm. That's,
my perspective. I'm just an Indian, but I've been around and I know what I see. And everybody else is realizing that is what's going on. Right. Even the celebrities, right? Even the pundits, even the comedians, even the politicians, even the priests, they all realize this is not going away and it's going to get bigger. We might have winter right now. We might have occupied cities being shut down, but all it's going to do is, like, you kill one spider, 10 more are going to show up.
Yeah, and actually, when you think about it, Occupy Edmonton, the conditions in Edmonton and Winnipeg, I would think, are the worst across Canada. Those would typically be the worst cities. And did they come out and shut down Occupy Edmonton while it was extremely cold? No, because they weren't worried about you freezing to death or doing damage to yourself. They were only, then they went out.
Yeah, they were worried about their reputation.
Yeah.
Right. Edmonton is the oil capital of Alberta, the capital of Alberta, but Calgary is the capital of oil.
Yeah.
In Alberta, and they don't want to look bad because all the attention will come to us. The media, because I know our guys were ready to stand up and say, well, you better arrest me, and I'm not going to be standing here looking at you smiling. I'm going to give you my stuff, but understand, I'm coming back for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
In these other, like L.A., they took out L.A., and they were pretty passive. 1,700 cops versus X amount of occupiers, and they arrest 200.
Yeah.
Here in Edmonton, 45 cops versus 9 people on site, and they arrest 3.
Yeah, and
they're going to court.
I heard too, Dwayne, that they said it was 45 cops, but
it was actually more.
It was way more.
Yeah.
The young woman who went down, that they would, I think, I can't remember who was talking to her yesterday, was saying that they of course came in the middle of the night, 4 in the morning or something.
Yeah.
And that when she by the time she got down there, she was already closed out of the Occupy site, so she had to watch it, and she said just from her vantage point, it seemed there were way more than 45 or 50 police.
Well, that's typical response from the Edmonton Police Service.
But
they are really